Hello everyone, welcome you all back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about another very important chapter in your Edexcel syllabus, which is trading document. And if you have still not subscribed me, please click on the subscribe button and subscribe me. So without taking much time, we'll go inside and see what you need to know about trading documents. In this presentation, I'm going to talk about the purpose and the appropriate use of different trade documents used by wholesalers in the purchase and sale of goods in home trade. So remember, in this trading document chapter, we are talking about home trade documents. We're not talking about international trade documents. Home trade, in a sense, when we do transactions within the country, we call it as a home trade. So in this presentation, in this video, I'm going to talk about different kind of documents that we use when we do home trade. And then different organizations have developed several documents where they can record transactions to make the process of exchanging products. And these documents will make information simple, quick, and more efficient. So without taking much time, we'll go and see what are the documents we are going to discuss today. These are the trading documents that we are going to discuss in this video. First, I'm going to start with inquiry and then quotation, order, advice note, delivery note, invoice, debit note, credit note, statement of account and receipt. So these are very important trading documents that we use in home trading. And now we'll go inside this video and see in detail description about all these trading documents. Trading process starts with an inquiry document. First of all, consumer has to decide what is the product he is going to buy, and then he is going to select which companies provide that product. Then consumer is going to write an inquiry document to these companies inquiring about price, specification, availability, terms of payments of these goods. So it can include list of desired features of the product, prices, required delivery date, and terms of payment. So consumer prepare these inquiry documents and sends to all the businesses where he can get these products. Here you can see a sample letter of inquiry about a product. So you can write any inquiry letter as per your requirement and you can submit it to the company who provide that product to you. Next, we'll see what will happen if a person sent an inquiry and what sort of response these companies will provide you. Quotation is one of the trading documents company issues to a consumer in response of letter of inquiry. So this quotation document includes most of the details which you requested about the product. Examples, it includes the price of the goods, it includes how they are going to supply and if there are any discounts available and what is the cost for the delivery and amount of time needed for delivery. So all these informations are included in the quotation document. So company sends this quotation document to the consumer who requested the information. Here you can see a sample quotation document. Actually, different companies use different formats for these quotation documents depending on the goods that they deliver and depending on the consumer that they are sending this quotation. Quotation is one of the documents companies can use to send consumers as a response to the inquiry that they receive. But apart from the quotation document, there is another document which companies sends to these consumers that is called catalog. So catalog is a substitution to a quotation. It includes specifications of products and pictures of goods and then contacts and terms and conditions, and some catalogs contains prices of different variety of goods as well. And another most important thing, most of these catalogs are very attractive and it contains high quality images, so then they can attract different consumers to purchase their goods. Now we'll see an example of a catalog. This is an example of a catalog. As I said earlier, catalogs are very attractive and it consists of attractive images and it consists of high quality papers, and they try to use different models inside the catalog. So why do they spend so much of money into this printing catalog? Because there are consumers who purchase goods by going through these attractive images. But the problem here is these catalogs are very expensive. There is another type of document companies issues in response to an inquiry letter, that is price list. Normally catalogs are very expensive to produce and distribute, especially when the prices of the goods frequently change. Again and again they can't print these catalogs because it's very expensive. Therefore, most of the companies, they print a document called price list. Price list is a very simple document. It consists of the name of the product and the price of that product. So that's it. It's very simple. Now we'll see an example of a price list. This is an example of a price list. So as I said earlier, price lists are very simple. This price list does not have any images and it's just the name of the product and the price. So it's very simple, and even prices change frequently. They can again and again print this because this is very less expensive compared to printing catalog. Now we'll discuss summary of all the 4 different types of documents that we learned so far. Here I have included a customer and I have included 3 different businesses, which is called business 1, business 2 and business 3. Now imagine consumer wants to buy a product. So consumer select what are the businesses which offered this product. So consumer selected these 3 businesses, and consumer is going to write an inquiry letter to these 3 businesses inquiring about the product that he wants to buy. So then what these businesses are going to do is, each and every business go through this inquiry letter, and these businesses will respond to this consumer either via a quotation, or they can send a catalog, or they can send a price list. So now consumer collect all these documents that he received from these 3 types of businesses, and he can compare which company gives the product at the lowest price and which products are high quality. So consumer is free to get the decision, and consumer is free to select the business that he is going to continue this trading. Once customer selected a company, customer can send an order document to this business. This order document specifies that consumer has selected this business and he is ready to purchase goods from this business. So normally we call order document issue to place an order for goods. This order document include name and address of both the parties in a sense, name and address of consumer as well as the name and address of the business, and a request to supply the goods or service, and unique order number and a quotation number, because this order document is going to prepare as a response to the quotation that they receive from this business. So you have to put the number of that quotation, and description of each item, quantity of goods required, prices, terms of delivery. In a sense, consumer is going to tell the business that where, how and when he wants all these products, and address to which the consignment is to be sent, and payment terms, how he is going to make the payment for these goods, and date the order was made, and at the same time at the end consumer has to sign this document. So now when he signed this document, this becomes a legal order document which goes from consumer to the business, placing the goods that consumer wants. Different companies use different formats to create this order document, but we'll see one of the examples of these order documents in the next slide. So these are the different order documents used by different consumers or different companies. So depending on the company or depending on the consumer, the format of this order can differ, but these are just some examples of order documents. When companies received an order from a consumer, company sends a reply to this order document. So that reply is known as advice note document. So different companies use this advice note document for different purposes. So we'll discuss both the purposes. The first purpose what these companies use this advice note is to inform the buyers that their order is being processed and will be delivered by a certain date, because some goods that have been ordered take some time to be delivered. Next we'll see the second situation where these companies are going to use these advice notes. Second situation where companies use this advice note is they use this document as a document sent by a supplier to a consumer to declare that the goods ordered have been dispatched. So it usually gives details such as quantity of the goods and how they have been sent. So this is an example of an advice note. So it goes as an order confirmation letter. So now consumer knows that their order is confirmed. Another very important document issued by a business to consumer is delivery note document. So delivery note document is sent to inform buyer of delivery of goods. When companies prepare your goods, they have to send these goods to you. So along with the goods, they send a delivery note. So we can say it is usually sent with the goods so that buyer can check the goods delivered. Delivery note is prepared in triplicate. One retained by seller after getting truck driver signed. Second retained by truck driver after getting signed by buyer upon delivery. Third copy is retained by the buyer. So it means there are 3 copies of the delivery note. One is with the company, the other one is the person who's delivering, the other one is with the person who buy this product. So this delivery note include details about the products, details about the quantity of the product, type of the goods, order number, and at the same time the person's registration number who delivered this product to you. So consumer, once they receive these goods, they can cross-check the goods with this delivery note and check whether he has received all the goods that he ordered. So that is why delivery note is really important. This is a sample delivery note received by a consumer. If customer has not completed the payment for these goods, then business will send another document to a consumer which is called invoice document. So this invoice document acts as a request for payment, so which include date, name and address of the supplier and the buyer, an address where the goods were delivered, quantity of the goods delivered, description of the goods, price including discounts, delivery cost and the total cost. So consumer has to go through this invoice and cross-check the invoice whether it is correct or wrong, whether there are mistakes. So if all the things are accurate, then consumer has to make the payment to the business. Here I have included a sample invoice from a company. Debit note is another important document that we see in this trading process. Debit notes are issued by customer to business. So this is issued to correct mistakes that have been made on buyer's account. So as a customer, if you receive goods that you would like to return back to the supplier, you can issue a debit note to your supplier to claim back for goods you have received on credit. So simply when you are returning these goods, you are asking companies to pay your money back. So in other words, debit note basically act as a buyer's formal request for a credit note from the seller. So we'll see what is credit note in the next slide. So the document therefore serves as evidence to support a purchase return in the accounting books of the buyer. So always when you return a good, you should have an evidence to specify that you have returned this good. So the evidence is simply the debit note document. So this is an example of a debit note. So you can simply write the good that you are going to return and the amount of that good, and you can ask company to deduct that amount from the total bill. Credit notes are issued by companies to consumer as a response to the debit note that they receive from the consumer. So this is used to acknowledge receipts of faulty items returned by the buyer and to reduce amount receivable from the buyer. And this is printed in red to distinguish from invoice, and the amount on the credit note will be deducted from the total amount owed by the buyer to the seller. And we'll see some more information about these credit notes. Now we'll see some of the situation where companies issue this credit note. First situation, a customer returned the goods or rejected the service for any number of reasons. And second situations, the goods were damaged in some way, usually during transit, so consumers will return the goods. And there was a mistake in the price on the original invoice, and the consumer overpaid the original invoice. So in these situations, consumers will send you a debit note, and as a response to the debit note, companies has to issue a credit note. So this credit note can be provided to the consumer as money, or it can be applied to future purchases. So this is an example of a credit note sent in to the consumer by reducing the amount of money that the consumer has to pay. Statement of account is another special type of document which is sent by business to customer. So especially when you purchase a good for installment basis, every business sends this statement of account at the end of every month to this consumer to inform consumer of outstanding recoverable balance from him at the end of every month. So this includes the amount owed at the start of the month, invoice that have been sent during the month, and the payment received by the buyer during the month, and the account balance owed at the end of the month. So this statement of account include all the financial transactions that customer did with the business. This is one example of a statement of account, so which include all the transactions happens between customer and the business within this month. Final trading document is receipt. So receipt works as a proof of purchase. So evidence that seller has paid for the goods or service, and especially if you are going for installment basis, every time when you make a payment, business will issue you a receipt. So which will include amount of money you have paid so far and amount of money you have to pay. So receipt is going to be the last trading document that you receive from the business once you make the payment to the products that you purchased. So this is a sample receipt. Now we'll see summary of all the trading documents we learned so far. Customer has to decide what is the product that he wants to buy. Then he have to decide what are the companies who are offering this product. Then he can write letter of inquiry to all these companies. Once these companies receive this letter of inquiry, they can respond to this inquiry letter by providing a quotation, catalog or a price list. So customer can go through these quotations and they can compare which company is good to purchase these goods. So then when consumer selected the best company, consumer is going to prepare an order document to place this order. And when companies receive this order document, they go through this order document and see whether they can supply these goods. If they can supply these goods, then these companies are going to respond customer with an advice note. And then they will take some time to prepare these goods, and when these goods are prepared by the company will deliver these goods to the customer, and along with the goods they will deliver another document called delivery note. So delivery note is one of the important document where customer can get from the company, and customer can go through the product he got against the delivery note and see whether there are any problems with the delivery of the goods. And if there are any problems or if there are any products that customer wants to return, they can return it later on. Right. Along with the delivery note, there is another document which is sent by the business that is simply called invoice. If consumer has not done the payment yet, then company will send an invoice document to customer. So then customer knows how much of money that they have to pay. And as I said earlier, if there's a problem with the goods, customer might feel like they want to return this good. So when they are returning these goods, customer has to submit another document to this company which is called debit note. So debit note is used to specify the company that you are returning these goods back to the company and you are asking company to pay that amount back to you. And then as a response to this debit note, companies will send a credit note. So credit notes specify that return goods prices are going to be deducted from the total cost of the bill. And then there's another special document called statement of account, especially if you are purchasing a good for installment basis. Every business, every month, they will generate this statement of account document. It says within that period of time, how much of money that you have paid and how much of money that you are supposed to pay at the end of the year or end of the month. And then as a final document, we learn something called receipt. So receipt states that you have completed a payment and it works as an evidence about the payment that you made to a company. So when you pay your money, company will give you a receipt. Now we'll see why are documents needed. First one, for better internal control of the business. Second, we can say to record business transactions. These documents are very useful, and to future references. And then for legal requirements, we need these documents because it acts as evidence. And then the last point we can say to minimize misunderstanding between buyer and the seller. So these are the reasons why we need to have trading document. There are some common features in all the documents that we discussed so far. First one, made on official paper, which include brand name, brand mark and contact details. Some companies use their letterheading as a format, and some companies use their own format to generate these different kind of trading documents. And then every company document will have a date of issuance is written. This date is really important, and then reference number of the document in response of which document is issued. So example, if you are issuing a quotation for a letter of inquiry, so you have to number all these documents based on the relevance, and then contact details, title of the document, and all documents must be signed by a competent authority from the issuer side. If it is customer, customer has to sign. If it is supplier, supplier has to sign. If it is signed only, it will become a valid document. So these are some of the common features that we can see in all these trading documents. This is the end of trading document video. So if you learned something, please go and subscribe my channel, and we will meet again with a new video. So until then, stay safe and goodbye.